this morning. Did the Trump administration commit a war crime? This concerns a reported second strike on an alleged drug boat in the Caribbean after the first strike left survivors. Now, President Trump says he does not know what happened. But the president says that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says he did not want them. Those were the president's exact words. Now, the reports have led to a bipartisan backlash on Capitol Hill, with Republican-led committees in both the House and Senate now opening investigations. Let's get right to CNN Chief National Security Analyst Jim Sciutto for the latest. Again, I was struck by the fact that President Trump says, I don't know what happened, and Pete said he didn't want them. So what do we know about what actually happened?
Yeah, and Trump said he wouldn't have wanted a second strike on survivors as well. I mean, that gets to what you said correctly, John, is that there's been bipartisan question and to some degree outrage at this strike. And to be clear, there were already bipartisan questions about the strikes prior to this particular one, questions about the legal justification for using deadly force against these drug boats. Now you have this second issue, and the first strike killed a number of those on board, but not all of them, and that U.S. forces carried out a second strike to kill the survivors. That's key because the law of war is such that not only do you not kill the wounded or the survivors of a strike, but you have some obligation to give them medical care. And if folks at home are watching this and saying, oh, but they're alleged drug dealers, et cetera, I mean, go to the Vietnam War, the World War II. U.S. medics provided medical care to wounded soldiers of enemy forces. You know, this is about the law of conflict. So now you have bipartisan investigations both in the House and the Senate. And keep in mind, these are Republican-led investigations, of course, John, because they have the majority in both the House and the Senate. And it speaks to broader questions about these operations, right? Because, as I said at the start, there were already questions, there were already demands from both Republican and Democratic lawmakers prior to this for the administration to better articulate its legal justification for any of these deadly strikes. And they have not been satisfied with those answers. Among their sources of dissatisfaction is that there's been no written legal justification given, which, as I understand it, speaking to folks on the Hill, is required for this sort of thing. So, listen, it's going to be a major issue for not just this administration, but also the Defense Department as these investigations go forward.
Yeah, and again, as Senator Angus King just said, the facts will largely dictate this. If there was a second strike, if there was a strike on survivors, that in itself may cross a line there. Then the question is, who authorized it? These are questions that will, I think, be answered over time.